play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Rip right. Safe. Mike, 53, Mike.
Out of the shotgun, here's Darnold. And he's got it complete to Anderson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A first down there on a pickup of 25.
That's good for the Jets. First down. First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
So now 1st and 10 in Chiefs territory at the 49-yard line. Darnold. Funches has it complete. It'll be a pickup of 16 and a Jet first down. And a nice start there to the aerial attack to pick up the first.
And I think preseason is officially over now. Getting into the groove of the regular season, that's a great way to get started. First drive of the season, what a nice completion.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. They'll run it with Bell. And a 5-yard gain as he's down inside the 30 to the 28-yard line.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Bring it. Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Hey, lady. Jam. Rush in.
Darnold off the play fake to Bell. Flush to his right. It's caught by Funches. And he'll be brought down with a first down as the tackle's made at the Chiefs' 18.
First drive of the game. We did see this in practice, didn't we? Because they allowed us to stay and watch and see what their opening script would be, even though we don't know the exact play calls. That looks a lot like what we saw them execute, doesn't it?
It really does. And in practice, it wasn't about a lot of big shots on the opening. Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. He's at the 50. He's at the 30. 20. 10. And he will score. Touchdown, Kansas City. Well, we know this defense has athleticism. Spots like that prove us right.
I love the way that you spotlighted the athleticism because you and I both know the best athletes on the field, they play on defense.
I don't know. I was a kicker. You got to remember that now.
Come on.
Fine. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Nifty move. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And following the pick 6, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick 6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told him, and they told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
53 is the mic. Watch QB drop. Lady. Watch QB drop. Let's go.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Darnold. Safarian Jenkins has it. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. It'll go as an impressive 31-yard gain. So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Now it's Darnold. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. It was Breeland Speaks getting home to the quarterback that time.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and ended up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Out of the shotgun, it's Bell. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Found his target, it's Anderson. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Jet passing game in rhythm. They've got another first. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on 3rd down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a 1st down.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
You must get tired of seeing me. Shoot. Hey, lady. Hello, lady.
Throwing on 2nd down. Darnold. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line.
Well, that's a drive killer right there. Not a really confident throw either. This one was kind of up for grabs, and it's going to come down the hands of the wrong team.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. And he'll lose yardage on the play back at the 37-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. The Chiefs with the football as we start the 2nd quarter, as they've got it 2nd down and 11. On 2nd and 11 now. Mahomes. And this is caught by Watkins.
Mahomes pass. Complete to Sammy Watkins. A gain of 11. Brings up 3rd and 8 inches.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And oh, his first carry, he loses the football.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. This time able to hold on to the football, but not much room to run.
Brings up 2nd and 9.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. From midfield, here's Mahomes. Looking for Kelsey there, but it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, C.J. Mosley. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis.
Brings up 2nd and 9. At at the 47-yard
The
line.
run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here we go. Here we go.
Now they'll try the sweep with Bell. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Watch the run. Watch the run.
Throwing here on 3rd down, Darnold. And the Chiefs are going to get him. The sack comes from Anthony Hitchens. And when you go 5 wide like they just did there, you can't really max protect, can you?
No, you cannot. What you're hoping is that by going 5 wide, you're forcing the defense into coverage. And if you do that, you get a chance to find some people downfield. But if they audible themselves and go into a blitz, then it's got to happen right now.
Or
very
lights
quickly,
out.
Or exactly right. Turn them out. That play's over.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. And they've got themselves a 7-0 lead here, but that, you recall, was a defensive touchdown, so still nothing as of yet for this offense.
Well, they're happy to have the lead. We got to cut them a little bit of slack. It's still early enough, just a couple of drives so far, but if this one goes nowhere, those adjustments that we talk about, they shouldn't wait for halftime. They should go ahead and start working on them right now.
And a 1st down, Chiefs.
Yellow. That's a line. 43.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Williams. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets them to 2nd and 4.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Hey, Sunday. Check the color.
54. Coming it up. Mike 54. Mike 54.
From the 35 on 2nd down, Mahomes complete, the tight end Kelsey. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the 1st down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
They'll run on 1st down. It's Williams. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. 2 minutes on the clock, 2nd quarter, 7-0 ball game.
At the 46-yard line.
We remind you that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll again head down to visit with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando, back for another year. He'll have scores from around the NFL here on this opening weekend. Throwing on 2nd and 3, Mahomes. And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 44-yard line.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On 1st down, Williams. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13.
50 seconds to Mike.
Looking to throw is Mahomes. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
And that's going to be another 1st down as the tackle made at the Jets' 27-yard line.
And a 1st down, Chiefs.
Mahomes now on 1st down. And he's going to be taken down back around the 35-yard line. The Chiefs now going to use the first of their timeouts as the clock will stop with just under 30 seconds to go in the first half. So 2nd and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. To throw, it's Mahomes. And they will not get the connection there. It's incomplete.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, as it turned out. Couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It's way too tight. Unable to find anyone open.
Throwing now is Mahomes. He wants it all for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked off by Jamal Adams. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half.
We got this.
Mahomes pass intercepted. The Jets take over 1st and 10 at their own 12-yard line.
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. Time here for likely a couple plays if they want it, but with the field position what it is, maybe better suited to just sit on this one?
I'm with you totally. I would sit on it and get into the locker room and start over. But if they do decide to try and make a play, we know what the basics are. You run draw, you run screen. I would maybe run a little swing pass and try and get my lineman out in space and see if they can chop a hole into the secondary and see if he can run a little bit.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33.
Coming after you. Coming after you. Hey, ready? Hey, orbit. 44 to Mike.
Darnold from the gun. Eluding the pressure right. And to the tight end here, Safarian Jenkins. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. So we've reached halftime here on opening weekend. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach, we'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mahomes. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. How about the defensive effort from both of these teams that we've seen in this game?
Would you say it's like a high-stakes chess match right now?
Chess is one way to go. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, the only reason I say that, you feel like they're contemplating their moves before actually making one, and none of them being done very confidently.
Truth be told, I've never played chess, and I know that I'm not smart enough to play chess. Guys like you with your IQ, you can pull that off. Nice play for Kansas City, picking up the first 18 yards that time. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
All day, every day, any day. Check 24, check 24.
Attacking, attack!
They'll run out of the gun here. Williams. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Check it back, check it back.
Hey, 43, 15.
From the 30 on 2nd down, Mahomes completes it to Hardman. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage, if he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
On second down, it's Thompson. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. 4 yards the pickup, first down.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop them.
Don't get nervous. Slam. 15.
They'll try and run. This is Williams. And he's going to take it into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Still plenty of time left in the game, but now starting to pull away a little bit. Get some breathing room with that one.
And I don't want people to think that NFL locker rooms are cookie cutter, that everyone's saying the exact same thing in every situation. But I do know that all 32 teams have an emphasis on starting fast. Game, being on second half, no matter what. Whether it's first 5 minutes, first 3, whatever. This was a big score to start the second half.
This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he elects not to bring this one out as his guys will take over at the 25. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back.
And he's going to be intercepted a third time. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage. But instead, he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. This offense thankful, I'm sure, to have the football back, but also, Charles, after a long drive of their own, they've got to be a little weary.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And what you have to do to combat it, try and get fresh legs in where you can, especially to skill positions. And then for the offensive line, instead of attacking, maybe slow the tempo down a little bit. Let them catch their breath.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. They stay on the ground. This time it's Williams. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He's going to rifle one deep left side. It's caught inside the 25. And DP goes into Jets territory before being taken down. A gain of 32 that time.
You had to figure they'd take a shot downfield on 3rd and long, so the old cliche came into mind right away for me. Who wants it more? You always hear about receivers, hear about their hands, their moves, their speed. How about the positioning and the desire to go get that one out of the air?
Mahomes firing complete. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again.
We can talk all we want about football being a game of strength and brawn. It's also a game of mismatches, and they're trying to create one there, getting it to their back out of the backfield to make a bigger play.
As we often say, get it to him in space, let him use his leg.
Yeah, if he can get a matchup against a linebacker or maybe a defensive end dropping out in a zone blitz, he's going to win that battle just about every time.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. His favorite target, Travis Kelce, the intended receiver. But it'll be 2nd and goal. On 2nd and goal, standing alone in the backfield is Williams.
Yellow.
I'm going to run you over. Kill.
Come back.
Right there. 54, right there, right there.
Now it's Mahomes again, and it's caught. No gain that time on the completion, and it'll be third down. The defense loves to hang their hat on that, don't they? You get a guy that catches the ball, but you stop him for no gain.
Without a doubt, because they're also used to trying to catch people after the catch, and they miss. And that turns into what? A huge play. We've seen it so many times. In this case, though, catch was made, put down right on the spot.
Well, they've been so good on third down all day long. Can they convert another here on third and goal?
54 is Mike. 54 is Mike. Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. Let's put that team on the clock. Watch the edge. Wide. Get wide.
They'll try to run it in. It's Williams. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, so a big stop, and it's going to leave him with a 4th and goal. Butker's kick here is good, and the lead will grow. It's now 17-0. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
Yeah, it's going to take a heck of a comeback to come from 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. Darnold now to throw. He'll have a first down past the 40, the 40, the 30, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, New York. Robbie Anderson, 75 yards, and the Jets are able to cut into this deficit. Point after up and good, and that'll cut the lead to 17-7. So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he'll take it back to about the 19-yard line.
Here we go.
The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. On the carry, Thompson. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Something to watch here in week 1 of the season, tackling. Because you and I both know that in the preseason, a lot of these guys don't play a whole lot. Plus the intensity and the speed really ratchets up on opening week.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now here's Mahomes. Looking left side for Watkins, and he's got him. And he takes this into the end zone for a Chiefs touchdown. Sammy Watkins, 64 yards. And the Chiefs are able to extend their lead. Turning into a really good performance on the road. Week 1, you're just hoping for that first win. It's tough to do it away from home, though, but they're looking strong.
It certainly is. Any road win in the NFL is a great road win. I mean, it just does not matter whether it's supposed to be tough or not. In this particular situation, how great will they feel leaving with a win on the road against a tough opponent?
A little work still to do, though. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline. Because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
That one goes for 24 yards. On 1st and 10, Darnold. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete. Robbie Anderson, the man he was looking for. But it'll be 2nd down. So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Back to throw, Darnold. Funches with a catch over the middle. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. They face a 3rd and 4 after that last completion gets them 6. Open man is Anderson, and he is out of bounds inside the 35. 10 yards is the pickup, good enough for a Jet 1st down. Darnold now perfect since the second half started, 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Again, Darnold. And Anderson's got it. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A good pickup there, a 22. Darnold to throw again. Caught here by Bell. And they corral him just a couple yards shy of the end zone. 10 more there and another 1st down. 1st and goal, and they got to be thinking a chance to get right back into this football game. And it's a touchdown for the Jets. Sam Darnold, already his 2nd touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Jets are able to close the gap just a bit.
Well, this was a pass all the way, but he just kept buying time, didn't he? It was kind of like, wait. Oh, it's open. Time to hot-foot it and go. And, boy, was he successful.
Yeah, didn't go to the outside toward the pylon, just straight ahead, middle third of the field.
Shortest distance between 2 points. Straight line.
So the lead back down to 10 as things get a little more interesting, and the kick is away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. We have seen a lot of points here in this quarter. For us up here in the booth, it's been fun to watch. The defensive coordinators probably scratching their heads.
Yeah, they're going a little bit crazy right now. But let's face it, all of our friends who play fantasy, they're enjoying the heck out of this show because most of them are creating and getting a bunch of points.
Yeah, points certainly not at a premium here. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
Yeah, that one sailed on him. You've got to make sure you give your receiver a chance to come down inbounds because they are very gifted. They'll make the circus catches, but they make them out of bounds. That does you no good.
And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. Again, it's Williams. And he'll get this only to about the 38 as they stop him a few yards shy of the line to gain. Give him 9 on the carry, but it's not enough, and it'll be 4th down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. So the Chiefs in possession of the ball as we welcome you back. They've got a 4th down here in a game that looks to have been decided already. Colquitt on to kick as he sends it away. Crowder now to return. A good return there, call it 13 yards. And the Jets offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A very solid gain of 27. Well, even after all those interceptions, he's not deterred, still confident to go deep at work there.
I think all the old rules about playing that position still apply. If things go wrong, you still act like you're the best player out on the field.
And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Flying in to blow that play up, Alex Okafor. So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Darnold, he's going to let it fly. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. And all the way in, touchdown, New York. Robbie Anderson, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a three-point game. Extra point right down the middle. They are in the fourth in Buffalo, and it was the Raiders who were able to come away with a victory there. A win would be their first of the young season. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
Well, conventional football 101, tells us if you don't get it back to the 20-yard line on a kickoff return, that's a disappointment. But some of these teams, special teams coaches, with approval by the head coach, they give them full authority to go ahead and bring it out and try to be aggressive. Almost what we call the green light, red light theory. Green light means go, red light means stop. Looks like he had green on that play.
The Jets are going to use the first of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the game. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. And this one also slow in developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the first. The Jets going to go ahead and use their final timeout as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this fourth quarter. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And control of the football, switching hands here with very little time remaining in this contest. Jets offense coming up now to start their next drive. So you're right there, but obviously the clock is not your friend. How do you handle this situation?
You're thinking two plays. One, to get yourself in position for the second one, whether you're able to get into field goal range or you have to try another deep pass, another Hail Mary. But you're trying to get the first one to a receiver, get out of bounds, and give yourself a chance to set things up for an easier shot at it.
We'll see if they can do it. Might be easier said than done. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will tie this game here in the final minute of play. So in the final minute, they turn it over to their kicker to get him back to even, and he does not disappoint.
Brandon, do you think the pressure ever gets to this guy? Because I sure don't. That was pretty smooth right there. But I tell you, he better not rest on his laurels, because there's a good chance they may need him again if this game goes to overtime.
And with time a factor here late, he'll just take a knee, and they'll put it out to the 25. The Chiefs offense about set to begin this drive. They have a little bit of time here to get into field goal range. Not much. In a tie game, you don't want to do anything crazy, right?
I agree with you on that one. Risk reward, okay? If you go for it, what is the absolute reward on this? But the risk is probably greater. Run the clock out, get to overtime, and try and win it there.
All right, we'll see if they do just that. Everything right now resting on the right foot of Harrison Butker. This from long, very long range. Does he have the distance? He does. It's good. My goodness, he hits it from the parking lot as time expires. And they'll be celebrating in the Power and Light District. The Chiefs have won the football game. Well, a little drama there at the end, but really this thing was already decided. The late points get scored, and then it ends on the kick.